Yanis Varoufakis resigns as the finance minister of Greece. This just one day after Greeks voted no to the austerity measures demanded by the Troika. And Pope Francis arrives in Ecuador to start a trip through South America. He will visit Ecuador, Bolivia, and Paraguay. 20 years since the massacre in Srebrenica that left 8,000 Muslim men and boys killed during Bosnia's civil war. It was Europe's worst atrocity since World War II. Hey, good morning, everyone. For Telesur, I'm Cody Weddle in Caracas, Venezuela. To begin this morning, we go to Ecuador. That's where Pope Francis has arrived. He arrived Sunday to the capital there of Quito, where he started a South American tour that will take him also to Bolivia and Paraguay. Pilgrims from Ecuador and other Latin American countries welcomed Francis at the airport and in the streets of Quito as he passed by the Pope Mobile. He will visit the city of Guayaquil on Monday and go back to Quito on Tuesday to hold a mass at Bicentenario Park, where some are already camped out to wait to see him. On Wednesday, the Pope will head to Bolivia, where he is expected to defend the rights of indigenous people and visit the notoriously violent Palmasoa prison. His last stop will be Paraguay on Thursday, where he will meet several groups of social activists. We go to Argentina now. That's where the capital city, Buenos Aires, held elections to choose their next mayor. From Buenos Aires, our correspondent Laureano Ponce now with the details.
Buenos Aires City held elections on Sunday to select current Mayor Mauricio Macri's successor as head of state of the capital city of Argentina. Macri's right-wing pro-party nominee Horacio Rodríguez Larreta was the most voted, reaching up to 45%. However, since he did not reach more than 50%, he will have to face a second round of voting.
I want to thank very much to all who supported us with their vote, who after 8 years keep choosing us and keep trusting us. It is really satisfactory that so many people support our work. It is really touching.
The second place was for the moderate right-wing coalition Organized Citizen Energy, or ECHO. With 25% of the vote, ECHO's mayoral hopeful, Member of Parliament Martín Lustó, will confront Larreta in a runoff.
Vamos a seguir proponiendo área por área.
We will keep on sharing our proposals subject by subject. We will demand more discussion, and there's something else that we will put on debate, which is not only the priorities, but the ethical principles to keep in mind for the city's administration.
President Cristina Fernández's party, the Front for Victory, was in the third place. Its nominee, the head of Argentina's state-owned airline, Marino Recalde, reached 21% of the votes.
Quiero felicitar especialmente a toda la ciudadanía, a los que no nos votaron.
I want to congratulate all citizens, all those that did not vote for us, and also those 350,000 people in Buenos Aires who trusted in our project and voted for us, convinced of the need for a different option.
More than 2.5 million residents were eligible to vote in the elections to choose the new mayor, together with half of the district's legislature. The final runoff between Larreta and Lustó will take place on July 19. Laureano Ponce, Telesur, Buenos Aires.
We go to Venezuela, where Venezuelans celebrated 204 years of independence on Sunday with a military parade. The march lasted 3 hours and was headed by President Nicolas Maduro. You see him there. Now, during his speech, Maduro said that after more than 2 centuries of independence, Venezuela must now rid itself of what he calls economic kidnapping. The country is suffering from shortages of basic goods and products and other economic troubles due to what the government calls an economic war from right-wing sectors in an attempt to topple Maduro. Greek Minister of Finance Yanis Varoufakis has surprised everyone really by announcing his resignation. It comes just one day after the Greek people said no to the austerity measures in a referendum. Varoufakis made the announcement via a tweet that linked to a statement on his blog. Now in it, he says that he is aware that certain Eurogroup participants want him out of the negotiation. His sacrifice suggests that Prime Minister Alexis Tsipras is determined to try to reach a deal, a last-ditch deal with those creditors. All of this, of course, comes one day after the Greeks voted no to the historical referendum that asked them if they agreed to the harsh austerity reforms demanded by the so-called Troika. Thousands of locals went out to the streets to celebrate the result. More than 61% of the Greeks voted no. A Eurogroup meeting is scheduled for Tuesday. 44 people have been killed in Nigeria on Monday and 67 injured after 2 bombs exploded in a Muslim restaurant at a crowded mosque in the central city of Jos. No group has yet claimed responsibility for the attack, but extremist group Boko Haram has been behind a number of deadly shooting attacks and bombings over the weekend that have killed over 200 people. Now, the last one had been a suicide bomber that blew himself up on Sunday in a Christian church, killing 5. And we go to the Women's Soccer World Cup now. That's where the United States won its 3rd title Sunday against Japan, thanks to a hat trick by Carly Lloyd. Lloyd scored her 3 goals in the first 16 minutes of the game, becoming the first player in history to score a hat trick in a Women's World Cup final. Japan had entered the match as reigning champions after having beaten the U.S. in penalty kicks in the 2011 World Cup final. The match ended 5-2. And that's what we're covering on this Monday morning here from Caracas. We have plenty more on those stories at our website, telesurtv.net/English. For Telesur English, I'm Cody Weddle. I hope you have a great day. I hope you have a great week.